Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Not financial advice.crypto here posting this. Was there a subtle nod to Ripple at yesterday's press conference, or was it just a coincidence? So apparently, Jerome Powell is a Grateful Dead fan and has been for the last 50 years. Congressman Wiley Nickel responds, I found one universal truth. I like people who like the Grateful Dead. And number 3, in Ripple's 2018 video about how they got started, Chris Larson says, we've always loved the Grateful Dead, and explains they needed to acquire the Ripple domain from a Grateful Dead fan who owned it because of their song Ripple. Listen to this clip here, guys.
And then we also were lucky enough to be able to acquire the URL for Ripple, which is kind of a funny story. It came from a Grateful Dead super fan. It's related to the song Ripple from the Grateful Dead. We always loved the Grateful Dead.
From public reporting that you were at the most recent Dead & Company show. How was the show? Did you like it?
Oh, it was terrific. What can I say? So it was great. I've been a Grateful Dead fan for 50 years. So.
Well, I've found one universal truth that I like people who like the Grateful Dead.
It's related to the song Ripple from the Grateful Dead. We always loved the Grateful Dead.
Unusual. It could be a coincidence. Very unusual, I gotta say. But if you guys remember, and I don't think it's like this anymore, this used to be the 404 page for Ripple before they changed it, I guess. And this was only from a few years ago. Down here, it even quotes the song Ripple, okay? So if you look that up, look up the lyrics, you will find that here from the Grateful Dead, Ripple. You who choose to lead must follow. As it says down here, but if you fall alone. If you should stand, then who's to guide you? If I knew the way, I would take you. And then that's clever linking to the homepage there, which I'm assuming goes to ripple.com. This is just a screen grab that I found on Reddit. Nevertheless, another interesting connection here. And I didn't actually know this story. I didn't know that they had to buy the URL from a Grateful Dead fan who probably could have charged them an arm and a leg, but did not anyway. Interesting to note, Jerome Powell, too, is a Grateful Dead fan and has been for a long time, and a key to the U.S. financial system. Things that make you go, So I wanted to thank NFA.crypto here for posting that. Some Wallet, guys, has just come out with some new news with regards to on-ramping, okay? On-ramping by Topper has increased their transaction limits. You can check out the blog report right here. We are so pleased to announce the integration of new fiat to crypto on-ramp Topper by Uphold. This recent on-ramp addition facilitates purchasing digital assets using credit or debit cards, bringing further versatility to the Sum ecosystem. With its focus on high conversion rates, transactions are more likely to be successful, improving the overall user experience on the Sum wallet. A noteworthy feature on Topper is its aim for higher approval rates than many existing digital asset market solutions. As part of Uphold's comprehensive platform, Topper is designed to support a diverse array of currencies, catering to millions of users. So we recently got news of Topper. They are integrating into most states in the United States and Canada. As we continue to grow and evolve the XRPL ecosystem, we appreciate Uphold's commitment to standing strong and broadening the horizons of accessibility for users across the globe. So for those American and Canadian users using the Sum wallet, you can now onboard more fiat to crypto using Topper as an onboarding solution. And I will link this in the description of the video if you guys want more information about that. There are a few links here to how to access Topper on the Sum wallet if you guys are interested in that. The Sum wallet, another great option for XRP hodlers. Self-custody is the name of the game. I also happen to see this, guys, with Ripple partner Temenos. This is one of the bigger back-end integration IT companies that have leveraged RippleNet, have been a partner with Ripple since about 2016. I want to say 2016, 2015, somewhere around there. And they're powering banks. The latest one here is Segura Bank. They say they'll utilize Temenos' banking platform on Microsoft Azure to develop digital banking services faster and at a lower cost. As the bank looks to scale across the continent, Temenos' cloud-native core banking platform will be used for transaction processing, managing customer accounts, and ensuring compliance and efficient know-your-customer checks. Additionally, the bank says using Temenos' platform will help improve operational efficiency through automation and digitized workflows, accelerating time to market. The new digital bank will offer US dollar financial products to help protect Latin American customers from currency fluctuations and devaluation, enabling easier international transactions and provide access to global markets. It just reeks of RippleNet adoption here. I mean, fluctuation, devaluation, quick transfers, easy international transactions. I mean, that is all something that the XRPL has been doing well since day one. It is expected to go live in the coming months. And so they, the CEO of Segura Bank says they have proven expertise. time and time again, Temenos has really knocked it out of the park for their clients. Of course, leveraging RippleNet technology certainly does help give them a leg up. Anyway, just thought I would share that piece of news with you guys as well. Did you notice this? Fojack bringing up this Mr. Poole tweet from guess when? All the way back in January of 2020. Not only that, he posted it a second time here, the same image from April of 2020. So several years ago now, L is just backward. What does it say up here? Okay, in a drop with the pick, he also posted this equals L or F backwards. It has just happened. And the pick is of the Europatrum in Frankfurt, Germany. Now, fast forward to 2023, and looky what we have here. It was a pleasure to meet Michael S. Barr of the Federal Reserve, Vice Chair of Supervision in Frankfurt today. You guys can see what they're standing behind. That same image right up there on top, the image that Mr. Poole tweeted not once, but twice, playing a very important role in finance. And guys, for those of you who do not know, of course, the current supervisor of the Federal Reserve was a former Ripple board advisor, Michael Barr. He will influence policy on cryptocurrencies and stablecoins. This was a release from last year, alongside serving as the top banking watchdog in the United States. So just a couple of key takeaways if you guys haven't been following the Michael Barr story. He played advisor to the embattled Ripple Labs in 2015, and Fed Chief Jerome Powell has said Barr's role is changing with setting the regulatory agenda. So he has a lot of experience, obviously, with cryptocurrency, considering he was on Ripple's board of advisors. And now he's front and center, meeting people of high stature like Christine Lagarde of the ECB. So things that make you go, yes, Mr. Poole, yes, you do not cease to amaze us. Oh, yeah, and that wasn't it, okay? That wasn't it. Bish here on Twitter also posted this. Holy, If you still think riddlers are fake, you are the delusional one, period. Another Mr. Poole tweet, guys. Again, from June of 2020 here. Okay, so we have a submarine. And just recently, we've had a tragic submarine story. I don't know if you guys have been following the news. You probably know about it. I'm going to get into it. On June the 16th, the expedition to the Titanic departed from St. John's, Newfoundland, aboard the research and expedition ship, the MV Polar Prince. Now, this ties in to the Titanic, and I'm going to tell you how, guys. Another tweet here, two tweets back from September 16, 2020. Mr. Poole tweets 2 different submarines. So, did he know something we don't know? This one from Cliff High on Twitter, the 5 people on the missing submersible. If you guys don't know the details, I do suggest you just look them up. I mean, you can Google this submarine. Unfortunately, it did implode underwater, and apparently the people aboard did not make it. Hamish Harding was one of them, British businessman, pilot, and space tourist, along with Shahzada and Sulman Dawood, British Pakistani businessman, and his university-aged son. Now, this part was what I found interesting here. The last time there was a major new currency introduced into humanity was 1913. It was just after the Titanic has sunk, killing a major opposition of the new Federal Reserve note. So now we have a major currency crisis, just as the BRICS nations are going to announce a gold-denominated currency. Pakistani billionaire involved in the new currency? Was he? So guys, I was trying to do some research on this, but unfortunately, considering the the news cycle that we're in, the only kind of information here that I was getting from Google was with regards to the submarine story. It is breaking news. It's making news all over the world. I was even going to page 2 and 3 and 4 on Google, and it was really hard to find anything on Shahzada Dawood, and I did a search for currency, BRICS currency, and a bunch of other search terms. I even took it to DuckDuckGo to do another search, and still all I could find was the submarine story. So I don't know where Cliff High got this information, if this guy was involved in a new currency, if he was somehow involved in the BRICS nations. Of course, if he is a Pakistani billionaire, I'm sure he has something to do with the financial system and does have links to the BRICS organization. But the similarities, guys, are just mind-blowing. I don't know if you guys remember, I did do a video on this a couple of months ago. Nikola Tesla, the largest donor and funder, was one of the 3 wealthiest men who died on the Titanic and opposed the Federal Reserve Act being enforced by Senator Ulrich Rockefeller, setting the stage for JP Morgan to kick Nikola Tesla off his land due to his late payments and tear down his Wardenclyffe Tower, designed for wireless power transmission through the earth at specific resonant frequencies. So there's a lot to unpack here, but we're going to try to stick to the Titanic story, considering these guys here were trying to submerge themselves in a homemade submarine for that purpose. Corrupt central bankers that also dominated the copper industry. Couldn't have that happening. John Jacob Astor was also working with Nikola Tesla on an aircraft and propulsion system. Another field, those very same central bankers have amassed control in to generate mass wealth. So you're seeing a theme here, guys. I will link this in the description of the video. I'm also going to play you guys a short clip of the video I did from back a couple of months ago. This was from back in April 2023. Listen to this. What happened to these three gentlemen here? Isidor Straus, Benjamin Guggenheim, and John Jacob Astor all died on the Titanic, April 15th, 1912. Nothing about that seems odd until you realize those three men were the only thing standing in the way of the Federal Reserve. Awful convenient. Iceberg, the Fed was born 20 months later. Now, to add another bizarre layer to this, okay, I did a Google search and I found this, okay, noted men on the lost Titanic, Colonel Jacob Astor with his wife, Isidor Straus and his wife, and Benjamin Guggenheim were aboard. Now, this is directly from the New York Times, okay, directly from the NewYorkTimes.com, and this is in their archives, April 16th, 1912. I really wish I could click on this and read this, but you do have to subscribe for that. Full text unavailable for the digitized archive article. Subscribers may view the full text of this article in its original form. But basically, that's the headline, Noted Men on the Lost Titanic. So this, in fact, did happen. There are even some articles that you can find about this. The sinking of the Titanic was orchestrated by the Rothschilds and JP Morgan. Now, I'm sure this was posted by somebody who had a theory, and I'm going to tell you why I think that in a second. JP Morgan to kill prominent businessmen who oppose the creation of the Federal Reserve. So basically, a whole article on this. Here, let me just go down here. The man says that some of the world's richest people were supposed to be aboard the ship, including the Rothschilds, a European banking family, and American businessman JP Morgan, who he claimed was trying to create the Federal Reserve at the time. Morgan owned the companies that managed the Titanic. There was also another guy on the ship. The man continued. His name was Mr. Astor, and so it gives some background on him. To get rid of him, the Rothschilds and Morgan hyped up the Titanic's first voyage before canceling their own trips at the last second. The man claimed the ship sank. Astor died, and the politicians who supposedly supported Astor and opposed to the central bank pivoted, and in 1913, the Federal Reserve was created. So a very, very interesting theory here. That is clearly trying to be buried by the powers that be, because when we go to Google and we just look up Isidor Straus Federal Reserve here on Google, what you find here is a bunch of fact-checking, QAnon conspiracies, false rumors. There's a wild theory that the Rothschilds sank the Titanic. But then down here, guys, yeah, from the New York Times from 100+ years ago, the question of reserves. Check it out. They published it in the newspaper. Mr. Isidor Straus argues for the recognition of the Central Association's note as reserve money. And this guy's even more interesting because this article was from before the sinking of the Titanic in 1911. Again, I cannot click on this article, but this is online. This is from the New York Times, from their archive, from their official. Look, this is their URL, directly from their website. So how much of this should we believe? And are the powers that be trying to cover it up with all these, Snopes articles and fact-checking this and fact-checking that? Even just looking at this from 2 months ago, I'd say they are. Not to mention, and I did not know this, Matt XR Patriot here posting this Titanic deleted scene. Did you guys know there was a deleted scene with John Jacob Astor and Benjamin Guggenheim? These two wealthy bankers opposed and avidly fought the Federal Reserve Act that had been being enforced by the Rockefellers. Why was this scene deleted from the movie? I'm not going to play you guys this scene for copyright reasons. I don't know, big production companies sometimes even have copyright on their deleted materials. But it's basically a scene here. I will link this in the description if you guys want to watch it. Deleted scene with Guggenheim and Astor on the Titanic. Full disclosure, I still have not seen the 1997 Leonardo DiCaprio movie. I might watch it today, though. I don't know. Something to think about, guys. A deleted scene here, considering what else is going on. This is just another tweet here, some additional information if you guys care to look into this further. I don't know. These are all things that are making me go, I still would like to know more information about this Pakistani billionaire. If any of you guys have that, please do put it down in the comments section, or you can tag me on Twitter. I'm at WorkingMoneyCH. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.